Alright guys, welcome back to my cooking channel guys, and today I'm going to be making an ice cream cake for you guys from scratch. So I've got some nice honey, what do you call this brand? Honey made, and some nice honey made graham crackers and some Shirley biscuit. If you're in Jamaica, you grew up, you know what this is. Alright, that's what we're going to be using with some butter and some sugar for crust. I'm going to use that for a cake, and then we're going to use that for ice cream. Real quick and simple recipe guys. All right, let's get into this one. All right guys, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grind up your Shirley biscuit and your graham crackers. I'm using a blender. You could use a food processor, or you could put these in a Ziploc bag and get a rolling pin and just have a go at them. All right. Should be enough for now. All right, so we're going to go ahead, drop this on the blender, turn this into dust, and I'll be right back. All right, now we have our crackers all grated out to dust. Should be like a powder. We're going to get a bowl and just transfer that. Now first, if there's any that's not fully, if there's any that's not fully turned into crumb, you could just go ahead and use your hands if you see any and just turn it into a nice powder. But I think I got it all right here. I think I got everybody. So we're going to add two things now. We're going to go ahead and add our liquid butter. And what the liquid butter will do is just add flavor, of course, but then it also help bind them together. And a little bit of sugar. Now this biscuit's already sweet, so we don't need much sugar. All right, and we're just gonna fold it in. And if needed, you could add a little bit more olive oil to this. Don't add no more butter. The amount of butter is right. You may just probably need some olive oil if anything, but we probably won't even need that. All right. Let's keep whisking this together. Incorporate the butter, and if you add in oil, the sugar, and everything together. All right. We're getting there. I could already smell that flavor from the biscuits combined. All right, so this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of oil to this one, guys. And it's vegetable oil, because we're not going to bake this or anything. We're just going to go straight in the freezer with this one. And then, of course, even in that stage, it will help them. That phase, freezing, will help it to combine also. So don't be worried if it's loose, if it's not sticking. It's going to be sticking eventually. All right, so at this point now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave these and get working on our ice cream. All right, sorry guys, before we get to the ice cream, let me just grab the bowl that we're going to be making our cake in. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and make our first layer of cake. So we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle the first layer. We're just going to go ahead and form it, the bottom of it. And the first layer, you want to make it a little bit thicker than the other layers. I don't want to raise it too high now. Most ice cream cakes, I'm not making this one with the edges. I'm just doing this one in layers. So I'm going to do a layer here, a layer of ice cream, another layer of cake, a layer of ice cream, and you get the drift. All right. to be too high. It's look uneven. So that's the first layer. All right, now let's make our ice cream. All right, so we made 2 layers, and if you want to go more, you could do 3, but I'm going to keep this back to use later. All right, so let's make our ice cream. We'll use our same pan to make our ice cream, guys. Always start by adding our heavy cream. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of cinnamon. Pinch of salt, and of course it's vanilla ice cream, so we got to add our vanilla. We're going to go ahead and add our milk. I'm not going to use the whole can, that's going to be way too sweet. I'm going to probably like half the can. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and just whisk this together until we form a nice cream base. Alright, so you know, we're going to start in low. And gradually work our way up to high. Alright guys, now remember we had saved some of this. I'm gonna go ahead and add like a tablespoon. So this is what you're looking for, guys. Nice and simple. Easy cream. More cake. That way you get some cake in every bite. Careful not to over whip it now, you don't want it to start breaking. Not making butter, I'm making ice cream. Alright. Alright guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and I didn't say this, but I will put it in the description so you know before you get this far in the video. But when you make your first layer, your second layer, your third layer, hope you're setting those in your refrigerator or your freezer. You want those as cold as possible and set them together. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and grab our first layer. And we're just gonna go ahead now and add ice cream. I'm going to add a small layer of cream. I'm just going to level it off. Now what we're going to do is now we're going to add the other level of cake and another level of cream, and I think you get the gist. All right, so now you have your second layer, and this one you just want to make sure it's nice and cold. All right, so you could go ahead, break it up, and you don't gotta worry about it forming. You don't gotta form it while you put it in. The most important thing is the portion. But the most important thing is that you form your first layer. So now we're gonna go ahead and sprinkle. Should be the whole thing. We're gonna try and get it as evenly as we can to just cover. You don't want no ice cream in this layer, you want an entire layer of cake. So remember the one that we kept back, I'm gonna use it to make sure that we fill all these little creases. All right guys, hope you guys are enjoying my cooking channel. Make sure you guys are well subscribed, have your notification on. All right, so now it's time for another layer of ice cream. All right, try and keep the ice cream, probably change the spoon, try and keep the ice cream separate from the cake. Other than what we got mixed in, you don't want the cake to come apart. So I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna cover this, let this sit in the freezer for at least 4 hours. When we finish, we're gonna cut into our ice cream cake. All right. I'm gonna make a little design on top with some chocolate, so you could stick around for that. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and cover this. And then we're gonna just let it sit in the freezer 4 hours. See you guys in 4. All right guys, so it's been 4 hours. Ice cream cake is ready. I just wanna give you guys a quick look of what we got. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and cut inside.